Welcome to another episode of the program This Day in History right here on Sleep TV. And I remain your one and only Omolara. So our focus for today is going to be on the 15th of February, way back in history. So let's get down to business. On this day in history, in the year 2011, a police officer arguing with a merchant was stabbed to death in a market in Jos, and two others were killed during the violence. Now, the region was later beset by sectarian fighting. All of this happened this day in history in the year 2011. On this day in 1999, the former military ruler Obasanjo won the presidential nomination of the People Democratic Party (PDP). And also on this day in 2012, attackers stormed a federal prison in Cotton Karifi, Kogi State, with heavy gunfire and explosives, killing one guard and freeing 119 inmates way back in history. Nigerians, I think we need to step up when it comes to history. I would love to see more historical records like invention, exploring, how do I put it? More of an exploring kind of historical stories coming from Nigeria. Okay, so I'm looking forward to that day when I will be doing my research and how I would come across this day in history in Nigeria. This and this and this was invented and all and everything. Okay, let's move on. On this day in history, in the year 1953, Tenley Albright, a 17-year-old from Boston, became the first American female to win the World Figure Skating Championship. After Albright's performance, a father, who is a surgeon, squashed the thought of her becoming a professional skater. Now, Tenley has to go to college and she is too young to become a professional star, the father said. 3 years later, at the Winter Olympic in Cortina Ampezzo, Italy, Tanley became America's first female skating gold medalist, overcoming an injury at her right ankle. So we say not everybody will become famous or will become prominent via academics. So parents of this should learn to free their wards, their children, to exploring their talent and their innate abilities, especially in this part of the country, which is Nigeria. When a child picks up a talent, parents tend to believe, oh, it's a waste of time. If this, I believe we know better. I don't need to start preaching sermons on that. Okay, we move on. In accordance with a former proclamation by Queen Elizabeth II of England, a new Canadian national flag was raised above Parliament Hill in Ottawa, the capital of Canada. Beginning in the 1610, Lower Canada, a new British colony, flew Great Britain, or also called the Royal Union flag. Now, in 1763, as a result of French and Indian wars, France lost its sizable colonial possession in Canada, and the Union Jack flew all across the wide territory of Canada. So in 1867, the Dominion of Canada was established as a self-governing federation within the British Empire, and 3 years later, a new flag, the Canadian red ensign, was adopted. So the red ensign was a solid red flag with the Union Jack occupying the upper left corner and a crest situated in the right portion of the flag. The search for a new national flag that would better represent an independent Canada began in earnest in 1925, when a committee of a privy council began to investigate possible design. This is a long read. Now, later in 1946, a select parliamentary committee was appointed with a similar mandate and examined more than 2,600 submissions before they could conclude on which one would represent the Canadian flag. Agreement on a new design was not reached, and it was not until 1960, with the centennial of Canadian self-ruling approaching, that the Canadian Parliament intensified its efforts to choose a new flag. You can imagine, out of 2,600 submission of samples, they couldn't still pick a particular flag for Canada. But today, Canada's red maple leaf flag is one of the most recognizable national flag in the world. Before a gold becomes a gold, it has to pass through so many processes. So that's the case of the Canadian flag right here. On February 15th, Single Day Awareness. Now I've moved on to National Day. So the first national day we're going to talk about is the Single Awareness Day, which is said to be on February 15th. And this day reminds us that there is nothing with being single. So all the single ladies, where you at? In fact, the day after Valentine's Day points out all the way that singledom benefit our communities and more. So there are several benefits to being unattached and being single. So let's break it down. Singles can come and go as they please with no regards to partner schedule, want, or need. Career opportunity. A single doesn't need to consult a spouse before they can make a decision about their career. And it's also easier for a single to keep up healthy habits, and there isn't anybody to sabotage their efforts to work out and eat healthy. So singles also tend to be more self-reliant and involved in their communities. So for my single ladies out there, all the single ladies, come on, it's a day to celebrate the National Single Day. And also today we're going to celebrate the National Gumdrop Day. I'll take you to the candy. Is it actually a candy shop? No, it's gumdrop. So today is said to be the National Gumdrop Day, observed on February 15th. National Gumdrop Day recognizes a favorite candy of many. Yes, I'll take you to the candy shop. Ba-na-na-na. Ba-na-na-na-na. Do you know that song? So the gumdrop, there is no I'll take that again. National Gumdrop Day recognizes a favorite candy of many. The gumdrop, there is no question as to what to do. So eat some gumdrop and eat as many as you want. And you may wonder what gumdrop is. Gumdrop are a tasty, colorful, chewy candy that is made with gelatin, or is it gelatin, and then coated with sugar. They come in variety of flavor and can either be fruity or spicy. This little candy treat makes terrific embellishment for decorating gingerbread houses and other baked goods. Besides enjoying them by the handful, there are many other ways to use gumdrops in cookies, decorating cakes or cupcakes, in popcorn cake, and for craft. Now, finally, born on this day in history, birthday shout out goes out to KS1 Malaika. He's a Nigerian Fuji singer who is best known for his career in Islamic gospel music. Happy birthday to KS1 Malaika. I hope this shout out which gets to you anywhere you are. So way back in history, another person will I say is an astronomer, is also a mathematician. His name is Galileo Galilei, an Italian astronomer and a mathematician, was born in the year 1564, this day in history. So we've come to the end of another episode of the program, This Day in History. In case of you for the very first time, I need you to kindly click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, and also share with your loved ones. So join me for another episode of This Day in History, right here on Fleet TV tomorrow. And I remain your one and only Omolara. Take care.